All right. Okay. Okay. All right. There's some light. That looks better. Again, another impromptu live stream. I should be out fishing, but the weather is really crappy. So I'm in here trying to keep track of events taking place in the world. I mean, there's some interesting things happening here. Let's check this right here first. One thing that has popped up, folks, that I find kind of interesting is there's evidently this massive fire at the Trump Tower in Baku, Azerbaijan, and evidently it's caught fire twice today. I can't show you this, but there is purportedly this large fire at the Trump Tower in Azerbaijan. Uh, there isn't much more on that right now, other than it has caught fire twice today, evidently. I don't know why that is, but come on in. I'm talking right now. I'm talking to few, if any, but we're also talking about some unusual eruptions at the world's largest active geyser, which is in Yellowstone, and we'll have that going here too. And whatever else may pop up, bring your own coffee if you want. Um, I don't have any in my cup. Maybe I've had enough today. I don't know. But so far, again, this is an impromptu live stream, and we don't have anybody in here yet. So I'm just talking to my guitar back there. Hey, Telly, how are you, Telly? That's good. But as is often the case with these things, people do start pouring in. So we'll just have to wait a minute here. Here we go. If you're out there, just let us know that you're in here. We'll talk about a couple of news items I've just run across. Again, I'd rather be out fishing right now, but the weather here is so crappy. I just don't feel like going out there and getting wet and probably catching little or nothing. Evidently, the bullhead are biting very, very well right now, but I'm not after bullhead. I'd be out after trout right now. Um, well, thank you, Joshua. Welcome aboard. Uh, Real recognize real. I'm only one way, and I'm real. That's all I am. I'm real with all my warts. But one thing that, again, as I just mentioned a moment ago, that I wanted to mention again, there is evidently, and I wish I could show you this massive fire at Trump Tower in Baku, Azerbaijan. Okay. Now, I don't know how many Trump towers he has, but there's evidently this has caught fire twice today. And I'm trying to keep track of this. I'm looking at an image of it right now, and it looks like the whole dang building is on fire right down one side. But this is the last thing I'm seeing on it right now. We have that going on. There is also, well, of course, if you're familiar with Burning Man, the concerts, Larry Harvey, who is the co-founder, has died. I don't know what that strange noise was we just heard, but there's been some unusual eruptions at the world's largest active geyser, which of course is in Yellowstone, and we've been watching this now for how many years? And again, the experts are saying there's nothing to be concerned about. It just could indicate more volcanic activity underground. But one of these days we're going to be concerned about this. One of these days, Yellowstone is going to be a concern. The experts can say, they don't want to create any fear. Oh, nothing to worry about. These things always spout off, and volcanoes always blow up, and we've got another million years before we have to worry about anything. Yeah, sure. But if you're in there, pop in the chat. Let me know you're here. Joshua, shout outs to you. I can see you in there trying to keep track of what's going on with this Trump Tower fire in Azerbaijan. Again, I can't find anything new on it other than it has caught fire twice today, according to stuff I see on Twitter. And again, Twitter is really fascinating, folks, because you have real people posting breaking events that they're seeing. And of course, some of it I wouldn't consider to be breaking. The breaking hashtag on Twitter, the breaking news hashtag, is very badly abused. Okay. Anything can be breaking news, anything. And I'm an author. Okay. I'm an author, and I'm a singer, songwriter, recording artist. But one thing I don't like is when authors breaking, my new book is out, or breaking, we just dropped a new song. That's not breaking news. Okay. If you're the Beatles, that's breaking news. I don't like the abuse of the word or the of the breaking news hashtag. I just think evidently, truth is in the Bible. Somewhere in Azerbaijan, there's evidently a Trump Tower there, and according to what I see on Twitter, it's on fire. I mean, again, there's not much information on this, and again, that's third world territory over there. I didn't realize. I don't know how many towers Trump even has. But that's something I'm keeping an eye on. And again, we have the world's largest active geyser has erupted 3 times in the past 6 weeks at Yellowstone National Park, including once this week in a pattern that is unusual but not at all indicative of a more destructive volcanic eruption brewing beneath Wyoming, geologists said on Saturday. Okay, so if they keep bringing this up, if they keep reporting it, why do they all of a sudden turn around and say nothing to worry about? By the way, we've had more unusual eruptions in Yellowstone, but hey, nothing to worry about. I think there's reason to be concerned, folks, for whatever reason. John Arsenault is in here. John, welcome aboard. Again, if we get, it is really strange. Yes. Welcome aboard. There's only a few of us here right now. If we start to populate this stream, I'll stay with it a while. If it stays slow, it's going to be a short one. Again, this was unannounced, ladies and gentlemen. I just was going to be out fishing, but because it is just so crappy out there, I don't feel like getting wet, catching probably little or nothing. I'm in here trying to catch up on news, some things that are popping up right now. And again, this Trump Tower, Azerbaijan, again, that's far, far away. Hey, hang on with me 1 second, folks. I'm going to tell you where this is if I can. I think, and I hate to sound stupid, but I think it is actually part of, yeah, it's near Georgia. So in other words, it's one of the old Russian satellites, I guess. It's near Armenia and Georgia. So it's over there, okay, near Turkmenistan, Iran. That's where Azerbaijan is, and evidently Trump Tower is there as well, and evidently not once but twice, purportedly. I should say purportedly. There's been 2 fires there today, and the one I was just looking at looked like quite a huge one. But all of a sudden, that's gone radio silent. Nothing new has popped up on that. And again, we're getting unusual reporting of unusual eruptions at Yellowstone today, but yet nothing to worry about. And hey, we've got Bill Gates. I did a video on this earlier. We got Bill Gates warning that millions could die if the U.S. doesn't prepare for a coming pandemic. And as I mentioned in my video earlier, what does he know? This is a computer guy, okay? This is Microsoft. He should be more concerned with computer viruses, not pandemics. But what does he know? Okay, is he privy to something? All right, but he's attempting to warn the Trump administration that they've got to do a better job of preparing for a pandemic. Now, here's the interesting thing about this. Okay, and we also have Congressman Mo Brooks, and I just did this video a little while ago talking about how he believes that this recent spate of Republicans who have resigned from the House and or Senate, that they're maybe fearful of assassination. And I agree. I think that might be a legitimate threat for them. Here is what is really weird, okay? And again, I'm not trying to blow my own horn here, all right? So just bear with me while I talk about this. But in my new book I just released, Light, a Wayfarer Story. Okay, again, this is fiction, but I'm prognosticating, so to speak, 2 events just like this that are in the news today. Similar things take place in this book that I just released. And I've seen a lot. There's been some spooky events that have taken place where I thought, gosh, I wrote fictionally about that last year. Now, I'm not a prophet. I'm not prophetic. Maybe I'm a bit prescient. I don't know. But I do believe that considering the current tenor and tempo and temperature of the political climate here in the United States of America, I can see why Republican members of the House and Senate might be fearful, because there is this intense hatred, especially since Donald Trump was installed in office. This heat has just gone up exponentially, and if they can't if the left, and I would say, I would venture a guess they might use Antifa or somebody else in this. I mean, they've got to have co-conspirators here. If they can't win at the ballot box, if they can't manipulate and control enough votes, they might resort to something like this. I mean, it seems like for them it would be their logical step. Um, I don't know what you think about that. You can pipe in the comments there, folks. Again, I want to let you know, I hate to pump this too, but my super chat is down there. If you feel like you want to buy me a cup of coffee, I mean, it's been a while since I've had some. It's been a couple hours. There's also links to my new book down there, which you really should check out. Just I got to pump myself a little bit here, folks. A little shameless self-promotion. I appreciate you putting up with me doing it in my videos, those of you who are watching my videos. And don't forget to subscribe. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do so. I think there's a link down there. You can also hit the red icon, the bell icon, to get notifications when I put up new content. So we have these things happening today, and we have Bill Gates warning. We have about the pandemic. We have Mo Brooks suggesting Republicans are fearful of assassination. That's why some of them are stepping out. We've got this evidently this fire at the Trump Tower in Azerbaijan, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. I believe that's how it's pronounced. Nothing new seems to be popping up on yet. And then again, we have another article popping up today on Reuters about unusual eruptions at the world's largest active geyser in Yellowstone. Yet again, okay, these are unusual eruptions, but nothing to worry about, folks. Nothing to worry about. Just thought we'd put that out there to remind you that they're unusual. But worry not. Don't worry. Be happy. That's basically what they're saying. And don't worry. Be happy. Okay? But don't worry about eruptions in Yellowstone, but worry about them, okay? Don't worry about worry. Does that make any sense? Be concerned. Okay, let's catch up. Nicole, hi. Welcome aboard. Joshua's in the house. We got John Arsenault. We've got Truth is in the Bible. And Truth is in the Bible. I gotta mention a comment that you put up in one of my videos earlier. That wasn't me saying WTF. You understand I was quoting the article, right? You read me loud and clear on this. Okay. If I say what WTF, I say what the fire truck, or walleye take food, or something like that. Okay, that was the person that put up that video of those three things going by the moon, which I think were balloons or something, or maybe they were shadows. That's what that person said in the article. Just so you understand, Truth is in the Bible. All right, so here we go. I appreciate all of you being in here. We'll go a little while longer if we can grow this room. Yes, you understand. Okay, good. Thank you, Truth in the Bible. Again, I'll say wash the fire truck or something like that. Okay. Again, so what does Bill Gates know? What does Bill Gates know about this pandemic that he wants to warn Donald Trump about, that millions are going to die from this pandemic? Again, do I believe that can happen? Absolutely. Do I believe that it could be purposeful? Oh, absolutely. Agenda 21, they want to knock down the world population. You see, when the Antichrist takes over this thing, the son of perdition, the man that's going to run this world, he wants a controllable number of individuals alive, okay? And we know that there is going to be massive war. There's going to be pestilences. There's going to be all manner of things that are going to be happening that are going to destroy, that are going to lower the population. So why wouldn't there be a huge pandemic? Okay. And why Bill Gates, again, Bill Gates, who runs Microsoft, who should be more concerned about viruses and computers and not with people. Why is he so concerned about this? Am I being paranoid? I don't know. But I don't know. I would start to think, does he have a hand in this? Does he have a hand in this? Is he invested in this somehow? Is he invested in this? He mentioned a vaccine. Okay, there would be a vaccine, a universal vaccine. There would be a universal vaccine that would cure this flu. And you know what? I fictionalized about this. Again, I'm not trying to pump my books, okay? Please forgive me. I fictionalized this thing already. But we'll see if it happens, okay? Again, I guess I'm good at guessing what's going to happen in the coming days and weeks and months. And these eruptions in Yellowstone. Okay. Again, unusual eruptions today, but don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. And there is nothing new on this alleged fire at Trump Tower in Azerbaijan, not in New York, in Azerbaijan. Again, which is it's near Turkey. It's part of the old, I guess it would be part of the old Russian, the USSR version of Russia way back before that wall came down in Germany. But this fire, evidently, there was two fires. Okay, and the one I was looking at looked like a huge fire. Was that intentional? Boy, it sure makes me think so. It sure makes me think so. But we have that going on. So Saturday, not a lot happens. But did you ever get the feeling that we are again? We're being the information that we're getting is obfuscated. It's covered. Okay, it's covered over by smoke and mirrors. It's covered over by fog. We're in a fog of deception right now. We're looking for the truth. Anybody that's in here is a truther. We're looking for what's real here, and we're being lied to by the mainstream media. We're being lied to by the entertainment media. Fake news is being created. Stories are being created to distract us. Now all of a sudden we have kumbaya potentially with North and South Korea. Sure, it's very possible that the two Koreas could become unified, but why all of a sudden? Okay, so we had this collapse, okay, of the Punggye-ri nuke site at the foot of the mountain range in North Korea. I can't think of the name of it right now, and some will think, well, it was a clandestine U.S. operation that U.S. operatives went in and took out that nuke site. But I think if U.S. operatives went in there and did that, China would know. China would know. Okay, I maybe I'm giving China too much credit, and they'd be raising a fit if the U.S. went into North Korea and took out that site. I think it's logical. I mean, sometimes logical things happen. Okay, in this illogical, crazy world that we're living in, logical things can happen. He said he tested 5 nukes there. 5 nukes at Punggye-ri, you think there would be some manner of decay, right? You think this thing would crumble. It would come down eventually. Personally, I believe that's what happened. If it really came down, if it really crumbled, if it partially collapsed, I believe it was due to the amount of nukes being tested there. It decayed. It came down. I don't think it was some sort of outside operatives that went in there, some clandestine operation and took that thing down. But it is highly interesting and suspicious, maybe, that all of a sudden now, since that's happened, Kim Jong-un, now he wants to talk peace. He wants to denuclearize. He wants to potentially support this unification of the Koreas. And he's going to have this summit with Donald Trump very soon. Ever since this has happened, is the guy scared? Can someone who appears to be as crazy as he is, again, he appears to be. He might be smart as a fox, folks. He might be smarter than all of us in here right now. He might be smarter than all of us combined. He might be sly as a fox, but it appears like all of a sudden he's scared. Is he? Or is he just another plant, another ploy, is he another piece in this puzzle? Has he had a script written for him as well? And this is what he'll do now. He'll support this unification of the Koreas, which may become eventually part of the 10 kingdoms. The 10 kingdoms that are prophesied for during the Great Tribulation, the 10 kingdoms that are mentioned in the book of Revelation. And there will also be the kings of the East. Will there be this larger unification? Just putting that out there. Okay, who else do we have in here now? We have Susan33, shout outs to you. AG's in here, shout outs. My Maria, shout outs to you. Thanks for being in here. We're a small, intimate group again. There was no forewarning of this. There was no advertising of this. I was going to go fishing, but the weather is so cold and crappy outside, and it's going to be worse tomorrow, that I thought I would just come in here and talk a bit about about some current news events. We'll stay with us a while longer, as long as we've got a few people in here. Again, I want to tell you that the super chat is down there. If you feel like using it, if you think I deserve a cup of coffee, or maybe you want to buy me, I don't know, a hamburger or something. The links to my books are down there. Again, folks, shameful, shameless self-promotion. You got to read my new book, Light, a Wayfarer's Story. You got to read it, okay? I'm telling you. I went through hell writing that story. I prayed writing that story. You got to read it. Check it out. Now, Susan, AG, yes, I was going to go out after trout. Yep. But I've been out for trout already this year. It's just the water's weird. It's cold. It's muddy. Susan, 33, had a vision. She says here, she was a waitress serving customers and was told clearly to serve table 53. I went to table 53 and put the plate down in. But you mentioned that you think the beast is coming soon. Absolutely. 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 I even have ideas who I think it is. I am not going to mention them. You can't make me mention them. But I have ideas, and maybe I fictionalized who I think it might be. Okay, just putting that out there. Yeah, it's coming soon. We are in such a time now of distraction and obfuscation, that fog of deception. We are being spun around and around and around. And you know who they're most trying to control, confuse, manipulate, and obfuscate is us. We who are watching. We who have our eyes open, we're the ones that are the threat. The sheeple, and I hate to refer to them as sheeple, I mean, they're people. The people that don't care, that are tuned out for whatever reason, they're not a concern, okay? It's us. We are the concern. They're trying to distract us. We are the ones that are awake. I'm reading a little more of your comment there about your vision, because I love dreams and visions, and I know they can work both ways. They can work a number of ways. They can be your imagination. They can be a true vision from God. They could be the whispering of the enemy in your ear. They could be three different things. And I'll tell you what, in my life, I think I've had all three events. But I'm reading that, Susan 33, and that is looking very interesting. You know, I've had some very, very strange dreams and visions like that myself. And I'm having a lot of them lately, and they're hard to describe. The dreams that I'm having lately are very hard to describe. I try to write about them. I try to put them in my books. 5G. Okay. 5G. It's super fast connectivity for your phone. Okay. It's funny. I wrote about that too in my upcoming book. Oh my goodness. FedPhone 5G. I'll put that out there. I wrote about a thing called FedPhone 5G. 5G, and the United States is concerned about the Chinese getting the heads up on that, the advantage on that communication, on that speed 5G, and using it. We're trying to stay ahead of the curve. It is everywhere. Yes, it is, but it is something that will be the new thing for everybody. Eventually, it'll be on my crappy Android right here. Actually, this is a good phone. I shouldn't. There's a picture of a creek I fished right there. I know you can't see it, but there it is right there if you're interested. It's there, and I wish I was out there fishing in it right now. But again, I'm not going to freeze and get wet. It could very well be in your house. Yes. There's 5G, and who's to say they won't even increase that some. We're in a time, of course, obviously, where everything is moving at the speed of light. Everything is as fast as communication moves, deception can move even faster. And we're moving so fast that we can't even keep up right now, folks. It's if you don't have the Holy Spirit in you, you'd be scared out of your wits. You really would be. But yet so many people aren't. So many people are tuned out. They just have no idea. And I think a lot of people are tuned out because they're too afraid to be tuned in. Because being tuned in requires courage. To really know what's going on, you need to have courage. You need to have the courage to see the truth. And the truth The truth of Jesus Christ is beautiful. That's the beautiful truth. The truth of Satan, he's also a truth, is ugly. And this is what we're seeing in this world right now. And to look at this and to deal with it and to pray through it and to handle it and to warn people about it and for what is coming, it takes courage. And or either that or it just takes maybe stupidity. I don't know. I'd say courage. But but people are afraid. People, I think, are afraid to be awake because it's better to take that blue pill and be asleep and not be awake to witness the events that we are witnessing right now. You can look at it this way: we are in many ways privileged to be alive at this time, don't you think? To see the things that we are seeing, the things that you weren't seeing 30 years ago, 40 years ago, 50 years ago. Back when there was rotary telephones, back before in some cases there was even cable TV, back when if you wanted to catch the news, you had to turn your TV on at 6 o'clock and get the guy in the suit and tie, who in many ways that was better, was reading you the news. And he wasn't offering you his opinion. He wasn't offering any conjecture. He was just reading a script that was put in front of him. But I have to say it was probably more a legit news report at that time. Back when you had to buy vinyl records, I mean, back that far. Now we have everything available to us. We have everything available to us, and everything moves too quickly. And the faster that it moves, the harder it is for us to keep up with it, and the more chance there is for deception because it moves too quick. It moves too quick. You've got truth and lies being thrown at you all at one time. But so with that, we try to keep track. And again, I'm going to jump back into a couple items here. I'm trying to see if there's anything new on this purported fire of the Trump Tower in Azerbaijan, I think it might be more correctly pronounced. And there is nothing new there. There is nothing new there. And again, we have Bill Gates warning about the pandemic that could kill millions of people. And that's coming. That's coming. You have Congressman Mo Brooks. He is proffering the idea that this recent spate of Republican retirements is because there is a fear of assassination, and I believe that that is indeed legitimate. There is. I think they should be fearful. Quite honestly, I think it's a very legitimate fear that these people. There's been so many threats. One of these congressmen, according to Mo, I'm sorry, I forgot his name, Mo Brooks, excuse me. He mentioned that the 3-year-old child of one of these representatives was threatened to be killed. A 3-year-old child threatening to kill a 3-year-old child of a congressperson. Again, this is the kind of evil that we are dealing with right now. But folks, we're a small number here, so I think I'm gonna give you one last line of shout outs. We've got Truth is in the Bible, Susan 33, AG, Nicole was in here, Ben Cesarez is in here. Who else am I mentioning or forgetting to mention, I should say? Not many of us. John Arsenault was in here. Miss Ruby was in here. I want to thank you for popping in. I think it's just a tiny turnout. Again, this was unannounced. So I'm probably going to bring an end to this right now, and I'm going to hope that something will break that I can jump in here and talk about. But because we're such a small group, I think I'm going to bring an end to this. But I thank you all for being here. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already, folks. Okay, I believe you can subscribe through this live stream right now. Check out my links. Hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when I put up new content. The few of you that were in here, I greatly appreciate you being here with me while I babbled on about a number of different things. God bless you all. Thanks for having your eyes open. Thanks for having your eyes open. It's up to us. We need to have our eyes open. We need to have our ears open. We are the watchers at the wall. The pressure is on our shoulders, and really it is no pressure at all when you've got the Holy Spirit of Christ working through you. Do not be given over to the spirit of fear, but instead of the power of love and of a sound mind that comes through our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. This is Jim signing off. God bless you, and I'll see you soon.